problem or a problem in the future. In this case, we are referring to the opening of group homes, and your desire is to open up a group home, but you don't have either money in the present for a future goal that you have. So this video is going to talk about what to do and how to resolve that money. So the whole weekend I've been sharing quite a bit on different strategic things you could do and different strategic ways you could think about your business. And when you're thinking about coming to open your business, or other strategic ideas you could absorb to help expand your business. But the topic I want to address the most this weekend is money, because all of us have all our different feelings about the money that we currently have or the money that we don't have. And when you're thinking about coming into a big initiative like opening up a group home, there's obviously a certain amount of capital that you will need to have. So in this video, I want to talk to you about what you could do when you feel like you're constrained and you don't have the money either to come in and pay for the classes that I'm offering, or you don't have the money for the initiative that you want, which is opening up a group home, because there's a way you can get around it. There's a way you can get around having no money and moving yourself to the point where you have the money. And that strategy is something that I've learned myself. So what I'm going to share with you comes out of direct personal experience. This is not information that I have rehearsed by reading somewhere. This is information that I'm sharing with you that I've generated from my own experience. Like when you don't have money, like literally, specifically, it is not there. What are you going to do to create that money, right? When you don't have it and you're like, I need money to pursue XY initiative, but that money is not there right now. It's not there. I don't have it. And there's nothing I can do right now physically to generate it. And it's frustrating me. What do you do at that particular time? So this video I'll be sharing about the constraint of money. What do you do when you're constrained without the money, and what can you do to recreate that part of your life so you actually get money? Hold on, first thing I have to do is break this glue. There we go. So I'm trying to find my charger because my phone is about to go off. So that's what I'm going to be telling you about, because I found myself in a situation where I had no money. And when you have no money, you can't pay for so many things. You can't pay for your household expenses. You can't pay for your utilities. You can't pay for this. You can't pay for that. So I'm really talking about no money, not some money, not a little money, like no money, no money. And then we can also add into the group, the some have monies, but most we're talking about the no monies and the very, very little monies, but still with a big ambition and the big goal to get something done. So if you feel you're in that group, this live is for you. First of all, welcome to the live. I can see you. You're welcome to comment. I can see you've joined the live. Thank you for waiting. I apologize for the delay. I forgot I had a class because I was doom scrolling and just watching these lovely people who have opened this amazing cottage industries in their home, which means they are making like all their cinnamon rolls. And I'm an artist. I'm a creative artist. So I always love seeing what creative ideas people are doing to make some more money with their homes. So this conversation today over here, this live is for you if you feel you are constrained and you don't have money, and there are things you want to do and you need money, but you're just like, I just don't have the money. And the reason I'm also having this conversation is because I want to train you also and encourage you how you can afford my classes, because I know 500 when you're at a certain level of life, that 497 class, which most of you are likely to join, I don't know. Most of you, by the way, ironically enough, tend to buy the $6,000 program, which I think is absolutely wonderful. But I want to teach you the concepts of how to live through the problem and the constraint of not having money, because it's bothersome. It is very strenuous, and it is very, very, very painful. But there's a way you can psychologically conquer it so that it stops being an issue in your life. And that's what I want to talk about, because it's a season I've been in since I closed down my group home in November 2024. So since November 2024, I have not had any active job other than the job of educating and training you and preparing all the materials, all the websites, all the curriculum. It's been a full-time unpaid job. So I have not been proactively earning money. So I have absolutely perfect experience in this space, and I grew from the woman who was so irritated every single day at not having money, from someone who used to make maybe $20,000 to $40,000 a month because of my group home, to just having absolutely nothing and having my entire world crashing down. So I had to learn the art of how am I going to exist without the money, without the $20,000 coming in, even the $3,000, the $4,000, the 5, the 7, the 8, the 10, the 18, nothing, to zero. And then your utilities start getting switched off. Twing! There goes electricity, there goes the water. So I understand it from the lowest of the lowest levels, and I understand it from having that debt that I have. So I get what it means to have no money. So what I want to do in this video is to teach you how you can overcome that psychologically and how that can just be less painful in your life. Because this constraint of money, let me tell you, in America, it haunts us because everybody is always billing you consistently every month. There's your electricity, there's your water, there's your mortgage, there's your lease, there's your food, there's your fuel, there's your groceries, there is your wanting to go out and have some entertainment. There are so many different things. There's your car, there's your fuel. You know, there's so much, you know, there's your clothing that you want to buy, you know, your little entertainment, going out to friends and having a drink or whatever. So I understand that here in the States, there are so many different things, and you're the one who's solely responsible for being able to afford those things. And sometimes you're just hard hit. I mean, this is not a country that comes and says that when you're going through a difficult season, they're going to come out and they're going to front you X amount of money while you get through your difficult season. It really doesn't happen that way. So when you're feeling the constraint, there's so much pressure from all over. You can't sleep, you're anxious, you're depressed, fear is through the roof. I know all of those psychological threats that you are going through because I've gone through them myself. I'm still going through them, but I have grown in a special and a different way psychologically, such that all those threats are still there in my life because my money has not yet gone up. But even though my money has not yet gone up, I've become a different person, and I live in the space of all those 52 million triggers and threats, but they do not disrupt my commitment or my discipline. And that's a knowledge I want to impart on you on how you're going to do it so that you can pull yourself up from the dungeons of poverty, which I call being poorly, and you can elevate as I elevate. And this is the psychology behind it. This is how I got through the process. I started writing on my whiteboard what were all the insane thoughts and the pains and the fears that I was going through as regards to money and in this season. You understand what I'm saying? I started just noting everything down and just writing and just saying, this is where I feel betrayed. This is where I feel angry. This is where I feel irritated. This is where I'm just so mad that I can't even afford to go out and even buy Chipotle for $12. So anything that was going through my mind and my body and my soul, I put it out in the public. And by out in the public, I put it out in the public in the privacy of my home. I wrote those thoughts and feelings on a whiteboard. And I started walking through those feelings of failure, those feelings of betrayal, those feelings of feeling insufficiently supported, those feelings of anger, because you're just mad that you don't have the income that you used to have. You're mad that your income is lost. You're mad that you're in this situation, right? You're mad that your friends have betrayed you. You're mad at all the people who have cash. No one sees you in your situation, and no one is committed to helping you through. So all those hard, truthful feelings for me, I started echoing them out on my whiteboard. And what that helped me do is externalize the feeling. Now, normally, people will go and have these things worked through with maybe a counselor, but I'm not the type of person to go and find a therapist. I just sit with my whiteboard, and my whiteboard is my therapist, and we hammer out the feelings. So, whiteboards all over my house, and that's where I communicate my feelings. Now, what I realized started to happen, like if I write today and I jot out my feelings, I draw myself and I try and identify where in my body I'm feeling those feelings. And I say those feelings and I try and verbalize them on the whiteboard as best as I can. Hi, I see you, Bruce, and I see you, Amira. What's up? Hey, guys. Hey. Hey, guys and ladies. All of you. Not hey, guys, but hello, wonderful people. I see you. I see you, and thanks for joining. I appreciate your subscribing, and I appreciate being here. And we're going to get over our money issues today, at least psychologically, because when you get over your money issues psychologically, they stop interrupting your discipline to get to your actual goal. So that's what I did. So I started identifying, and then I draw myself, and then I draw my chest, and then I draw my teary tears, and I figure out this gives me pain. This hurts me. This makes me feel betrayed. This irritates me. This creates toxic energy in the body. This is why I didn't sleep last night. These are the fears that I have. I started just saying everything. And what I realized, after 2 to 3 days, those feelings magically start disappearing. Because remember, all these things is energy. When you're in failure, it is energy. When you're in success, it's energy. So what you want to do is start clearly identifying what that energy entails, because we're entrapped in the energy of poverty. We're entrapped in the energy of not having enough. We're entrapped in the energy of feeling constantly irritated that life is not working out for us. And you're mad because you have this potential, you have this goal, you can get there, but then these feelings are just so overwhelming, and then they engulf you like this, and then you're just so mad at everything in the world. So what you want to do is now expand out your body and become expansive. But the only way you can become expansive, and by expansive I say getting back to your emotions of joy, is figuring out all these different spaces and allowing it and getting that energy out by speaking your absolute truth about what you feel. And usually when you're going into bed and when you're waking up in the morning, those early hours, that's where all your vulnerable thoughts are centered at. So if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you take your whiteboard and you breathe and you breathe and you start writing out those deep, dark, secrety thoughts, those shames or feelings that you have, that you don't have enough money to get to goal, and you're working hard and you're trying your best and you're still not even close to hitting your potential. You're not even empowered and on the path of getting to goal, and you start writing them. By day 2, when you come back and read them, they'll have magically disappeared from your soul. And that's what you want to do. So the way of getting over this space of not having enough money and feeling constrained is by working through those feelings. That's the only thing that we have. And all of us can find a way to afford those pens. If you don't have a pen, you have a diary. If you don't have a diary, you have a journal. If you don't have a journal, you have a piece of paper. Like I have pieces of paper because I used to write my thoughts on pieces of paper and whiteboards. So anything where you can write those thoughts down. I feel ashamed because I'm irritated at this person, makes me mad because I'm mad at the world because the world looks so abundant, and I am here in pain about this. My family doesn't make me feel, I don't feel supported by my spouse, my family member. I'm mad that this company did this to me. Why did they fire me? Why did they take my money? Why did they steal my money? I'm mad that I feel bullied by this organization. Why are they bullying me? This institution. All those things. I'm calling these people and asking for help, and I can't get any help. I hate the way people are treating me and how I feel about myself in this situation. I hate the way people look at me when I'm in this situation. All those feelings, you have to put them out, because when you put them out into your little world, which is going to be your big world, we're just in the process. You see them, and when you see them like this, you can address them. And then you find another piece of paper or you draw a line. So we've written all those feelings on this side. Now, on the other side of the piece of paper, right? Where this koala is at, having its time of its life over here on my tree. You see my koala? On the other side of the piece of paper, now you start writing what you envision your actual life that you know you deserve and what it looks like. So now you start writing. The life I have is full of joy. The life I want for myself is full of financial abundance. I see myself with, let's say, 4 group homes providing care and doing this and that. I see myself traveling. I see myself living in a big, beautiful house with nice white, I don't know, cupboards, countertops, I don't know, whatever it is that you envision yourself. I see myself slimmer and fitter. I see myself educating people across the country and opening group homes. I see myself traveling to my family open. And then when you say those good things about yourself, you'll be triggered again. Toop! There comes a trigger. It will come up in your head. Poop! And you're like, oh my God, I don't have money to even travel home. Then you go back to the left side of the list and you write that trigger down. Because what we really are when we don't have money is triggered. We're just triggered. So you come back to the other side and you're like, oh my God, I'm triggered by this. I'm triggered by this person's opinion of my life. I'm triggered by this. I'm not yet, you just put those triggers down because you're triggered and how you behave when you're triggered. When I'm triggered, I behave like this. Because what we're trying to do in trying to find a way to get more money is remove the psychological constraint. And that psychological constraint is very heavy on your life. It is hot, it is sizzling, it is annoying, it is making you angry, it makes you more exhausted. And then when you're exhausted, you even get more angry because the work that we do is exhausting. Living in America can be very exhausting. So what we're trying really to do in the process of earning more money is removing that constraint. Right? And you have to, the only way to remove that constraint is becoming clear what that constraint is and verbalizing it. And this work you have to do every single day or every 2 days or 3 times a week. And then when you come back to your notebook, because you're going further and further down your journal, you're writing more and more, you start changing. Now, when you feel there's a little opening for a change, take it and run with it. Because on the right side, where you have written all the dreams of how you envision and hope your life could be, even still there's no money yet, you haven't found a way to increase your money yet, at least you're beginning to give your mind a new picture. And you're beginning to give yourself permission to accept and see and feel your new picture. And what you're trying to do is create emotional access from this side that is clamoured down and constrained because you don't have the money, so you don't feel like you have that access to it, to this other side where there's just a little bit of an opening. That's what we're looking for. We're just looking for a little bit of an opening of hope, just a little bit of opening of love, just a little bit of an opening of faith. Because once you have that little opening, now you can take and grab on that opening and you can run with it and you can expand it. And by taking that opening and running with it and expanding it, that's how now you start beating the left side of the list. So what you want to do for yourself really is vocalize what is not working for you on this side. And that takes absolute honesty. And that's why this work of yours is done in privacy. I mean, you can share it with a good friend of yours. And then turning it around over here and trying to find a little opening. You see what I'm saying? Because when you find a little opening, I can teach you what to do to run with it. And that's where now we start pulling in money from. Does that make sense? Am I making sense, people? If you're listening to me, am I making sense? Comment in the chat. Did you see what I'm saying? We first identify where we are in pain. We notate it. We write it down consistently. This is not work that you're going to do for 1 week. This is work that I did for a year and a half, and I still do it. I still write on my whiteboards where I feel constrained. Then I turn the other side, and I write the things that are working for me because I want to find an opening in the positive side. Because when I find that opening, I am taking that bull by the horns, and I'm going to run with it and expand on it and duplicate it. right? So that's what we're trying to do. That's how you find your money. So this is how you find, or you build an access of where to find money without actually having, you have like no money. You're just like, I don't have it. Ah. This is where you find it. You look for a place in your mind that things are working well. Because not everything is bad. I mean, things are bad. It feels bad. It feels like everything is bad. But there's somewhere that something good is happening. That's a place where something good is happening. We want to grab that space and we want to run for the hills, right? So in my life, me, my finances has not been happening, right? Because I've shared openly, this is what I happened, this is blah, 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 that old boring story. But there's something good that I knew I always had. I had knowledge and I had the ability to communicate that knowledge, and sharing it on YouTube is free. So I grabbed it and I duplicated it. Instead of making one video a day, I duplicated it to 3 videos a day. Then I moved it to 5 videos a day. Then I moved it to 10 videos a day. Then I moved it to 20 videos a day. And now I'm looking at making 30 videos a day. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because I took something good that I knew that I had and I duplicated it. And by duplicating it, my YouTube viewership is growing. My subscribers are growing. People who believe in what I'm saying is growing. People who I'm helping is growing. And now I moved from my 460 something subscribers to 1,000, and every day my subscription pool is increasing. Now, has my money increased? No. I'm still as poor as I was at the beginning of the year. I still have 80 cents and 60 cents in my account, literally. Okay? So my finances are still poor, but I am running with what I have, which is the education and training. And now by consistently working on it, the good side, the avenue that I took, I've packaged it into a class that I'm now selling. And the more I sell of this product, the more people will buy it. And now my finances will start to increase. So what's the trick here? What's the secret? The secret is by identifying what's not working with you. Like, you have to just stare at it at the face and just talk to it and just tell it, hey, this part of you in my life is not working for me. And then you turn around and you're like, but this part of me, I know I'm good at. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to find a way to create it and package it in a way that can give me money. And that's what I've done. So now my classes are ready. My platforms are almost ready. So now my packages, I'm starting to sell them. That's why now you're hearing me talk about my $97 roadmap, my 497 class, you know, the Jumpstart program where you can come in and I'll bunch you out as cohorts. And then there's my premium $6,000 VIP exclusive behavioral health business masterclass that talks about your behaviors as an entrepreneur and not the behaviors of the clients that you're going to get, where all the good things are about in an advanced way about running group homes. So again, what have I done? I just took something that I did well, and then I designed my structure in such a way that I could repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And here's a magical trick. The more you're repeating of what works for you, that good thing, and you're repeating it over and over again, and you're disciplined in doing it, the more, right? The more it opens up your mind, and the less you forget of that part that's not working for you, which is not having enough money. Because money comes when you exchange your product or your service for $1. You create your product or service. Most of us have been in the world of caregiving. Yeah, most people I address here, we are providing care in one way, level, shape, form, or the other. Or, you know, from care group homes to providing individualized care to people in their homes, whatever it is that you're doing in the field of care. If you're providing something in the field of care, I address you on this challenge. And when you provide something in the field of care, when you're providing your labor or that service, you're given $1 amount for it, right? Hopefully you're given $1 amount for it, right? For me, I'm providing education and training about care, and I'm teaching you how to elevate from where you are. So my product is education and service, and upcoming is software. So because I'm providing that, I'm now asking for money for that product and service that I'm offering. And when you start paying me, which you're going to start once I give you all the links to come and paying me, as I continue to impart my product, my money is going to grow. So that's how you move from not having any money and being irritated and mad and annoyed and feeling betrayed and just angry that you're there, to actually having money. You sell your product, you sell your services, and you request for money in exchange for what it is that you're doing. And then, very important, you multiply that sale. So as I begin to receive money, for all of you who are now going to come into the formalized class, I'm going to begin running advertisements from the money you'll be giving me. So what am I doing with the running advertisements? I'm multiplying my sales process. When I multiply my sales process, more people will hear about this wonderful, beautiful product that I have. More people will pay me money for it, and I'm going to increase my money. Then I'm going to sell my product to bigger institutions that have bigger checks to pay for my product. So there's going to be you people giving me the 97, 497, and the 6,000. Then I'm going to sell the product to bigger institutions who have multi-million-dollar products to pay for the licensing of the product, and for me to come and teach their contracted group homes on how to do this group home thing amazingly well. And when you're compliant, it services the insurance plans, and they're able to do much better and have you on longer as a compliant group home when you're doing what they need you to do, because your metrics as a group home provider affect their metrics with the state, because they have a contract with the state to contract you and then come around and contract you out as a group home. So when you do good for yourself, you're doing well for these insurance plans. And when these insurance plans do well, they're also meeting their metrics for the state, right? So that's how it goes. You feel me? So the moral of this story is this: not having money is frustrating. If you don't figure out your feelings to your left and all those feelings you feel about not having that money, the anxiety, the betrayal, the depression, the anger, the anxiety, the fear, you have to quote those things that you feel out so that you can look at them like this and talk to them and make a declaration that you're no longer interested in feeling those feelings, because your body is a vessel and it's going to stare at those feelings and feel them, or it is going to look at this side and focus its energy on feeling these things. And you want to discipline your body to stop feeling these feelings and regagging these feelings in your head over and over again and repeating them like a broken tape, to this side where the good things that are happening for you, you're repeating them over and over again. And this is a part where I begin to discourage laziness, and I begin to encourage you to develop a routine, because the more you do of that good thing that you're doing, the more you improve on it, the more you hard work on it, the more you work it hard, the more it gives you back. Because I wake up every day and I provide this education non-stop. I'm like a workhorse. I work. I produce it, and I'm working on it. I don't have time to think that I have 80 cents and 60 cents in my account. Well, at least a friend sent me 20 bucks yesterday, so I can go and buy some milk for my morning coffee. But I rarely think about it, because every time my head is engaged in doing the actual thing that will get me where I want to go, which is in generating those multi-million-dollar contracts, right? And generating the money I'm going to generate from you, because you're receiving a product and a service from me, and you in turn are also going to ask for money for the product and service you're providing in the healthcare industry. And that's how I want you to think about it. So being disciplined about what I need to do to get to my multi-million-dollar products motivates me, and it cuts off my laziness. Cuts off any ideas or anything I want to do that keeps me lazy. So that's why I want to encourage you by first getting rid of this psychosis you have around money. And the only way you can get rid about something is when you become absolutely clear and honest of how it makes you feel, including the shame and the embarrassment and the anger and the irritation you have around it. and then deciding to focus on your good things and improving your habits and how often you do your good thing, and just setting your mind and saying, I'm going with or without money, because eventually this space and this discipline and this hard work turns into money, tangible money that you will actually get and receive and elevate your life and now experience all those good things you feel starved from not experiencing. And that's how I created my group home, because I did not come in and start this business with money per se. So I just decided that I'm going to be disciplined. And my anger and my frustration used to go out into my garden. I used to go out and just take my thing and dig, and do a lot of gardening. So a lot of my primary videos, you'll see I was out in the garden. Now I just get my anger and my frustrations out on, I don't know what, coffee? Because I've grown a lot emotionally, so it doesn't bug me that much. But I have learned the art of being extremely disciplined and extremely committed to my goal, whether there's $1 in my account or not, because I realized my life is actually not threatened, but fear makes me feel like my life is threatened. I'm actually pretty happy and pretty safe. Does that mean the threats are not there and the triggers? No, they are there. I just made a decision that I was not interested in feeling those feelings anymore. And that took me a year plus to get that figured out psychologically, because I had a lot to process. All the toxic energy of running a business and being so overwhelmed and tired and burnt out and just angry at how I felt we were treated as behavioral health providers, right? So I had to process all of that energy, and it took me a year and a half minimum to be where I am today, where I feel at peace, I'm happy, I'm disciplined, I'm joyful, I'm excited, I'm ambitious, and I'm so happy. Now, does that mean I don't get frustrated? I do get frustrated every so often, but it's not the overwhelming, or it's not the feeling that leads and conducts and manages my life. It doesn't have as much control over me today as it did a year ago. A year ago, I was a complete emotional basket. So, moral of the story is have faith in yourself. Have faith in the process. Respect the process. The process is not easy. The process feels constraining, small, angry, irritating. It's a part of the process. Have faith in it and spend time reminding yourself about the good things that you have going on in your life. There are some good things that you have. Put those good things around your whiteboards as well. Write about those good things. Be grateful for the good things. One of the good things that I have in my life that's free is taking walks in my community and experiencing the sunrise and experiencing the sunset. It's free. If I buy vegetables, I have seeds. I love planting seeds in my garden. It's free. Gardening and growing those seeds, because once you buy the food, the seed is free. Or if I go to the food bank and I get the food and I have those peppers and I get those honeydew melons, the seeds are free. So I sink the seeds in my garden, and when they grow, that keeps me happy. That's free to me. So there's some free things in your life that are good things that are happening for you. You need to count on those good things and repeat your engagement in the good things. And that's what takes your brain away from thinking of what you don't have and what you can't afford and what you can have. And oh my God, all these people have opened these amazing group homes and you can't afford it. That's how you get your mind away from thinking what you can't afford. Focus your energy and multiply your engagement in the good things that you have. If I was gardening, let's say once a week, I increased it to twice a week, then to 3 times a week, then to 4 times a week, then to 7 days a week, and then to mornings, and then to mornings and evenings. I multiplied the good things. And when you multiply the good things, it pushes out the negative thoughts from out of your soul, your body, your energy, and you no longer focus on it. And the good things you're doing are the activities that are taking you towards your goal, right? That's where you multiply the engagement. Don't multiply the engagement on your vices. Don't multiply the engagement on the things you don't do so well that give you negative energy. Multiply your energy on the good things that you do so well that are driving you towards the achievement of your goal. My good thing that I do so well that is driving me towards the achievement of my goal is producing this knowledge for you and developing my software. So 10 to 18 hours of my day, are focused on that activity. Then I eat in between, I shower, I do everything, but I don't do anything luxurious. I don't go out to restaurants. I don't know. I don't go out to social spaces. I've nothing luxurious going on in my life outside of teaching and educating you and coding for my product because I don't have the entertainment budget. But these good things that I'm doing are going to produce the income so that I can then upgrade my lifestyle and go back to affording all these society, social things that we engage in that give us pleasure. But right now, what I'm doing doesn't give me any pain. Like I don't feel any pain that I'm not doing those things. Once in a while, it will irritate me, but there's no special pain like where I used to be, where I'm like, oh my God, where I'm going to find money for milk. It doesn't give me pain anymore because I have grown psychologically and I have grown emotionally and I've worked through it. And because I'm engaging in the good thing that I enjoy, which is producing this training and education for you and coding the software and resolving the problem, the big problem of healthcare that I said I'm going to be committed to, it brings good energy into my life and that energy changes me, including stepping out every day and walking out and seeing the sunrise and the sunset. So all these other things that used to bother me, they don't bother me. Dollar-wise, my dollars have not increased. They will start increasing, but my dollars at this point in time have not increased. My knowledge and my healing has gone up 100-fold. So that's how you're going to move. So think of the good things that you do and engage in them. And this is where I'm saying I discourage laziness. You don't need to be sleeping in. You don't need to be repeating your vices. Once you clarify the activities that are going to get you to your goal, duplicate them, quadruplicate them, wake up early, power down on them, be focused, recommit to them, play your nice music and do it. Get reading your state websites, get downloading your forms, sort out each form that you need to get your group homes going and save them in Google folders. Figure out what you need, download your AI apps, right? And figure out your next steps. If you need help, roadmaps are available for $97. If you can't afford the $97, that's fine. Not affording doesn't mean it's anything to be ashamed of. It just means that you're coming up the financial ladder. And coming up the financial ladder, we do not need to be ashamed about it. There's nothing in there to be ashamed about. What's there is for you to grow emotionally and psychologically where it stops eating you up. That's how you do it. You grow emotionally and psychologically. It doesn't need to eat you up because why is it eating you up? Don't allow or authorize your body to engage in that negative energy. You're the authority over your own body. And you just tell your body, me here, like me, my body knows and my mind knows. We're going for the multi-million-dollar contracts. To get there, we're going to first sort out caregivers across the country. Make sure that caregivers are fully conversant and knowledgeable of how to come into the group home space and open compliant, amazing group homes. Step number 1. Step number 2, we produce the education for MCOs, managed care organizations. Step number 3, we go to the state. So my body knows the program because I have programmed it and I have taught it. So only authorize your body to do what it needs to do to get you to your goal. And you have to be clear of what your goal is and what the steps are. And that's what I try and educate you of. And when your body tries to distract you and go over there into negative land and remind you how you don't have all these niceties in life because you can't afford it, just remind it, here. So the more time you spend in the engagement that gets you to goal, the less you think about what you don't have. And this side of life is transformative. By transformative, I mean it actually changes. When I was forming my group home, I was in the exact same space financially, but I kept to goal whether or not I could afford my mortgage. And those days I couldn't. Then COVID hit. So it was like double tragedy because who was going to send me a referral when there was COVID? Everyone was quarantined and who knows, oh my God, what a mess. And those PPD funds came out, and you know how much they sent me? $816. I'm like, what do you want me to do with just $816? So regardless of what's in my account, for as long as you engage intensely in the activities you need to do to move you from one space, one space of where you are in goal to the other. That's how you're going to make it. That's it. That's the secret. Engaging in the activities with utmost commitment and focus, and that's why you cannot afford to slip in. You cannot afford to doom scroll or entertain yourself with all these pieces of information that are not relevant to getting you to goal. It's irrelevant. All these other pieces of information that you're consuming that are not relevant to getting you to goal are irrelevant. Don't engage there. Engage in your activities, be disciplined about it, and that's how you keep reminding your body and your soul that you have a goal to get into, and then it will lovingly escort you down that goal. And this part transforms into money, and you're transforming with me because you're watching how I'm creating my money from the pit hole and the thousands of dollars I have in debt that are waiting for me to come and clear them up. So I'm exposing my life to you because you're seeing me as I'm transforming. That's why I'm telling you that as money increases, my lifestyle is going to move up the ladder. From being down there in the poor place, it's going to come up, and you'll notice the physical change. Because now my skin will be looking luxurious. You'll notice my clothes change. You will notice my house change. You will notice my car change. I don't know if I will let go of a kabenge. But I have a picture of the Lamborghini I'm going to buy. It's there in my vision book. And it has the most beautiful orange interior. I have a picture of the house I'm going to live in. I've coded my mind. Every so often, if I'm doom scrolling, I'm looking at those properties, where they are. I'm studying the inner features, and I'm like, this is what suits me and my caliber and my being, and this will be my material reward in this world. I look at those things every so often. More often, I'm working, getting to goals. So, moral of the story is engage in the activities that get you to goal with an insane hyper focus, and do not let anybody distract you from that engagement, and you will have so much love in the process. You will feel so good. You will feel so much joy. And these triggers that are screaming at you, they will just learn to mute out from your psyche because they are not welcome there. And once you finish transforming this, because I'm giving you the tips of how to transform this space, and I'm teaching you how to do it, money will start to come in. It is inevitable. Money will start to come in. And when money starts coming in, you're going to begin to upgrade your lifestyle. As you will see me upgrade mine, hair will be fixed often because now there'll be a hair and makeup budget. So the look will change, but the knowledge I'll still be imparting is the same. It's just that my well-being is going to upgrade. And you'll see it. That's why I'm telling you about it right now, because some people will be there like, oh my God, she's just bragging. I'm like, bragging? Do you know what I went through to get here? But you'll see it, and we're going through the stages together. So that's a world of entrepreneurship from the way I know it. Some people come in with more. That's okay as well. If you have more, use your more and duplicate it. But today, this video was for those who feel I'm financially constrained and I don't have. And I want to teach you how to break through those barriers, because when you're starting as a new entrepreneur, the constraint of money is always there. It cannot deter you from your activities. It cannot discourage you from doing your activities that actually get you to getting that money into your hands. And if you don't watch it and you don't manage it, it will discourage you. Money discourages a lot of people from getting into this business, a lot. And that's why I tell you, beyond money, getting into this business is emotional. You and your mind and your commitment. Okay? You, your mind, and your commitment. That's what gets you to goal before even the money. If you have the money, well and good, you'll get there as well. But you can get there, but it's your commitment and your discipline to do what needs to be done, mullah or no mullah. That money will begin to show, because you'll begin to raise your skills, you'll begin to raise your discipline, you'll begin to raise your commitment. And when you do all of that, you will find the money to afford the next step of your process. Discipline. Let's say now you're working for a caregiver. Let's say in a month you're doing, let's say 30 work days, you're doing 30 shifts. If you add on a few more shifts, that's some extra money for you that you can invest in your enterprise, right? You can duplicate your shifts. If you're like, oh my goodness, the class is 497. Guess what? How much is a shift in America? A 12-hour shift. On average, $150. Can you go and do 4 extra shifts and get 150, 150, 150, 150? That's $600. No, yeah, $600. Can you get that $600? Yes, you can. Now, if you don't have the discipline to go out and look for 4 extra shifts to afford the $497 class, how can I help you? You see what I'm saying? Getting the roadmap is $97. One shift of 150 can help you afford it. So it's your discipline as an entrepreneur that is going to motivate you to do that extra work so that you can afford the next level of education that supports your goal. Discipline. So maybe on a day like Saturday, you would be sleeping in, but because you have a goal, you're like, I gotta go and afford that 497 class. I cannot afford to sleep in. I'm going to sacrifice, get myself out there, find that shift, pick it up, get that 150, put it aside. Repeat that process 3 other times and you'll have afforded that $487. If you're a nurse or you're somebody earning a little bit more and you're like, I want to come into the $6,000 class, I think that is 40 shifts. $6,000 times divide by 150. Someone can do that maths for me. That might be 40 extra shifts to be able to afford that advanced $6,000 class. Again, doing those extra shifts is extra discipline. It's extra commitment. That's why I say your commitment has to be undivided to your goal. You have to be fully convinced that your goal is a possibility and you can get there. So I say this with all the lovingness in my heart. Discipline transforms you. Discipline changes your identity of yourself. Discipline heals the story of the poor story that we all run in our heads of how much we don't have and everything. Discipline changes everything. Hard work changes things because there's a day you won't need to work so hard and exchange your money and your labor for cash. There's a day that's coming. And the group home business, when they run really well and everything is working out with the state, they can allow you that time and that freedom. And that's what I want you to have for yourself and your life, because that is what I'm working for myself and my life. So go do the extra shifts, put your money aside, do the hard work in changing your psychology around your money and what you think about it. Another thing I wanted to talk about real briefly is black tax. Just because I look like you doesn't mean that I am not deserving of your dollars. You understand what I'm saying? Just because I look like you and I come from the cultural background that I come from, it doesn't mean that my value, my knowledge, my product doesn't deserve your dollars. Because inherently, when you come from our cultures, you know our cultures, what we do a lot in our cultures is when the leader is imparting knowledge, right? The mentor, the leader, the community leader, the chief. Whenever the community leader and the chief speaks and they impart knowledge, traditionally, we receive that knowledge for free, right? Because it's the leader, they're more knowledgeable. It's just considered an act of gratitude to impart that knowledge and to impart that helping hand to our own like-looking, like-minded, like community members. And we are culturally trained to receive that knowledge for free. I want you to get rid of that thinking. My business is not a charitable organization. I do give off of this knowledge with all my loving kindness from my heart, but I am not running a charitable organization. This is a business entity. It's a business like your group home. And I want you to get rid of the charitable thinking. Yes, the act of caregiving is charitable, but if the service of caregiving has been given, you must earn from it because you too have your bills to pay from. I too have my bills to pay for. So just because my style of giving this knowledge sounds charitable, because many people have price guards in front of their product and they don't get you this far, it's easy to assume that I will not charge you for the value of the product. And because I look like you and I come from the same cultural orientation as you do, it's easy, just from your cultural background and perspective, which is the same cultural background and perspective I come from, to assume that my knowledge is owed to you for free. Get rid of that kind of thinking. That kind of thinking will, no questions asked, drive you into poverty. It is not worth it, especially in the field of group homes where I feel compensation needs to be increased. Get rid of your cultural thinking where if you give a service, payment is not owed to you. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. And the faster you get rid of that thinking, the better. If you're providing a service, you by all due means need to charge for your service, and you deserve to be paid for your service. I'm providing a service of education and training, training you to open this super amazing group homes. I am charging for it, and I expect to be paid for my service because it is a product that I have created for you that you're consuming that is transforming your life. In the same way, the group home is a product that you will be presenting and making available to members of the public. You ought to be compensated and paid for it. So get rid of your arm of charity, your thinking of charity. Managed care organizations are not charitable organizations. Healthcare insurance plans are not charitable organizations. They are profit-making entities. They are there to make money, and so are you, and so am I. So when I tell you my products are $97, $497, and $6,000, I appreciate your feedback about the price tags. In my world and where I come from, I feel it's already heavily discounted because I want to remove any price, I don't know, challenges that you might have coming in, any price obstacles, any price resistance. But I am very clear about the value of my product and what it will do for you and transform your life. So I don't expect to receive no compensation for it because I too am a businesswoman, but my product is packaged to be communicated to you in a way that feels charitable, which means you can feel the nurturing effect, you can feel the loving effect, you can feel the clarity in it, right? So it's packaged to feel charitable, but it is not a charitable product. And that's a distinction I want you people to learn early on. Education and training is not a free product. It's not a free service. It is not. There are costs I'm undergoing to put this together for you. So when you come to me, right, I appreciate all of you who are like, I'm ready to compensate you for the product and service. And I wasn't ready yet to receive the monies because I hadn't prepared myself sufficiently to receive it. Now I have. So now I will be selling it and selling it and selling it and selling it the way you'll be selling the vacancies in your group home, and you'll be selling it and selling it and selling it. And believe it or not, the industry you are in sales, you are selling healthcare services. I'm selling education and training services in the space of healthcare. So breathe in and get rid of your charitable mentality. It will not work in this space. You will be swallowed up alive. That's why healthcare insurance companies have a lot of money and they make a lot of profit because they are clear that their intention is to make a profit. You too need to be clear that your intention is to make a profit. This is not a charitable industry, okay? So I say this with, I'm just like, you know, I can hear your arm of the Lord, the way you have been called into this industry to serve. I get it. Healthcare is not a charitable industry. If you want to do charity, you'll go and open a professional 501c nonprofit and you can, you know, provide all your charitable services. No problem with that. You can always provide charitable services in your community, but a group home is not a charitable service. It is a entity to make a profit. So get rid of your thinking about my services or my education and training and the things that I have and the products and my intellectual property coming to you for free. Get rid of that thinking. It will not work that way. And what it does is encourage laziness and entitlement, because you think like, I look at like you, I come from your cultural background, therefore, because I'm of your cultural background, what I have for you should be given to you charitably. I am not a charitable organization. I am here to make money and to make a profit by offering you education and training services. So this is the homework. This is the boot camp for this weekend. We are talking about money. We're talking about money honestly. We are going deep. We're looking at our lives. We're looking about how much money we have in our savings, in our 401ks, how much money we're making at the daily, how much money you're getting paid hourly. If you're already running a group homes, we're going into your statements. We're looking at how much money you're making, how much money you're expending, where are you overspending, where are you wasting money. If your caregiver's coming up the ladder, you're making that $3, $5, $10, $15, $14, $17, $22, $24. We're asking the hard questions. We're asking, what is it that are you not doing to increase your money? What's holding you back from coming into the space of entrepreneurship? We're looking into our habits. We're just thinking through all of these things that have to do with money, including our own emotional and cultural stories that we have inherited about money that keep us in financial spaces that don't feel like it's a life that we want for ourselves. So I hope you've understood healthcare is not a charitable organization. And I'm so proud that the motivation that brings you into this space is to help. Help has a dollar sign attached to it. Your faith that's bringing in you this industry, and your feelings of wanting to help others has a dollar sign attached to it, because providing care is expensive. It's not, you can't do it for free, because there are all these things that you have to pay for. So get rid of the thinking that you're entitled to get documents, to get help, to get guidance, to get mentorship for free in this industry. People have paid to generate the knowledge that they have. They've spent time and they have spent money. And when they package that together, they turn it around and they sell it to you at a cost. So turn around and do what you need to do to then afford that cost, because that way you're honoring the product and the service that they are so generously giving it to you. That's how you honor your fellow entrepreneurs. So get rid of this thinking that so-and-so is your brother-in-law. They have policies and procedures. They should give them to you for free. Why should they do that? Did they earn those policies and procedures for free? Get rid that so-and-so is your friend, they're a nurse, they need to circulate around your group home and give you nursing services for free. Why? Why should they give you those nursing services for free? Get rid of that thinking that so-and-so is my tribe's mate, we come from the same tribe, they should show me how to open this group home and avail themselves and their time, and they should give you that service for free. Why? Why should they give you that service for free? And learning how to open a group home is an expensive process mentally and financially. Nobody in the healthcare industry owes you anything for free. And it is your duty and your responsibility to increase your skill set, to pick up more shifts, to do what you do that gives you that $5, $10, $15, $20, $40, $60, so that you can then turn around and afford all this training and mentorship programs that are here, that are available for you. Mentorship is not free. It is a product. The same way your electricity and water is not free. Unless you're blessed and you're getting your electricity and water for free, and you need to tell me how you're doing it, okay? So stop expecting people in your environment, people in your community, people who are already running their group homes successfully, people who have the knowledge. Stop expecting that information for free. Honor their process and their journey by offering them money in exchange for that value you're getting. Even if someone comes to your group home and they help you with one problem, like billing, and someone has come and they've helped you through a problem out of the generosity of their heart, and you have some money, offer it to them. Offer it. Stop this stingy thinking, $25, $50, $250. You have to grow out of that kind of thinking. That is not high-level entrepreneurial thinking. It's how we used to think. That little Kadogo economy, as I call it, that small kind of economy, like you're going into the shops, that's how we come thinking. If somebody offers you value in the space of healthcare and they've helped you in one space or another, open your wallet, take that money that you have earned and give it to them because they have moved your knowledge from point A to point B, and quit it with being entitled that you should get knowledge in healthcare, that so-and-so that that is your good friend should give you that healthcare knowledge and this knowledge of how to open group homes for free. There's nothing like that. So quit it, okay? Quit it. Go out there, pick up your shifts, do what you need to do, stop sleeping in, stop doom scrolling, figure out how to increase your revenue so that you can get that extra money, turn it around and pay for mentorship. Sorry, this weekend, I'm just giving you the hard conversations. So you can just, by the time I give you my links, you're just clear. Don't come hoping for discounts. Don't come hoping for this. Don't come hoping for that. I'm clear of the value of my product and I am a businesswoman. I'm not here to do it for free. But you're lucky to get all of this good stuff on YouTube on scholarship, meaning I have paid for you to have this knowledge. So if you can quit that habit, people, we are moving in the right direction. If someone gives you something, give what you have to pay for it. If you're getting forms, you're getting those residency files, you're getting policies and procedures, or exchange something to them and give them value back. Stop coming in and just sucking people out. It is annoying. Group home owners get annoyed. They run away from you. They snob you for one particular reason, because you want all that knowledge and that good stuff for free. Why? So anyway, go have yourselves a happy Saturday. It's bootcamp weekend. We're hammering through the conversation of money. I'm telling you some bad behaviors that you have that you need to knock off with immediacy. Teaching you the best I can with what I have, and we are going up the ramp. We're now at the stage where we are going to exchange money for the services and the knowledge that we are receiving. So pick up on your discipline, pick up on your efforts, go put in that extra hours to afford what you need to have so that you can move on up the next level of your mentorship and move on up the next level of entrepreneurship. You can do it. I'm doing it. You're committed. I'm committed. You're pulling in your effort, and I'm so grateful that you're here and you're watching these channels, and I'm so grateful that you're putting in all this effort. I see it, I hear it, I feel it, and I'm so proud of you. So keep going. By December, I told you, December 2026, we're going to have a fat Christmas party, and we're going to celebrate because we put our heads down and we focused and we decided for ourselves and our lives, we're going to make this happen. And by December 2026, we're going to have a very nice, beautiful, luxurious, premium Christmas party because we're putting in the hard work right now with discipline and focus. And that's what I want for all of us. I want us to have a really nice, memorable December. But that takes discipline, that takes commitment, that takes focus, and that takes sacrifice. But we're moving on up because we're doing the work. You're doing the work. I'm doing the work. We're doing the work together, and we're going on up. And I want to see those super amazing group homes open because the market space is big and there's some bit of the pie that is available for you. So don't miss out because you're sitting in the entitled laziness. Why? That's why we're here in America, to make that moolah, to develop all these group homes. It's challenging. I always say it's challenging, but there's a day when it will not be so challenging. And that's the day I want us to get to. So go have a good time. I got to get to Walmart, buy myself some milk, relax a little bit. I don't know when I'll swing around with another live. So if you're one of those people who needs to change your behavior and your conversations about money, I've shared with you my secret sauce of what I'm doing to date and I've done for the last 1.5 years. My psychological work was really intense. Now it's not as intense because I'm engaged for 12 to 18 hours in a day, either teaching or coding my softwares that I want to have available for you. So my mind doesn't really have time anymore to think of how poor I am and how I can't afford all those niceties and luxuries that everyone else in society seems to be experiencing, right? So Do what you need to do for you and don't be discouraged because this is your goal. I'll see you at the next live. Keep listening and keep looking at your monies. And then keep also saying and talking to your monies and telling your monies all the good things they're going to turn out to be this year. So talk to your monies. Have that eyeball to eyeball conversation. And then turn around and tell your monies all the good things that you're leading it to. And when your monies try and take you back to trigger zone, just be like, nah, in this body, in this vessel, this is the direction we're heading. And then you just pick up your activity on it. And I'm telling you, the transformative effect that you're going to feel is just going to be so powerful. And you'll be like, oh my Lord, I cannot believe that I'm doing all these amazing things and my account has not increased with any extra money. It is a secret sauce. You just recreate what you're feeling and your emotions. That's the secret sauce. And I've shared it with you. Go try it out. Share it with somebody else. Don't be selfish. Share it with somebody else. Help yourself first. Then go out and help somebody else. But that's the way we move up the financial ladder. We change our inner mind. And then we find open avenues that we're doing really well in. And then we just multiply our effort there. And then eventually we can't even remember what was giving us so much pain. That's how we do it. I love you all. Go enjoy your Saturday, but get your notebook and start digging deep. Dig deep. We're going there this weekend. We are just going there. Because I don't want those stories. I can't afford the class. Go pick up those shifts. I love